you're positive.
All right, he doesn't need to say yes or no. He's ready. He's got music cues. He's trying to hypnotize everyone to do it. That's enough of you, Bruce. We know you're in.
I was just imagining a bright light on top of my head.
Filling you and rubbing heads with you.
I was just getting into that.
Yeah.
He does introduce himself as a hypnotist, so I've got to save our listeners from possibly falling under Bruce's spell. Keep your own.
If you're driving, please
opinion.
don't listen to this while driving.
I don't know what's gonna happen if I listen to that whole thing. If you find this, and finally, as far as the experts go, I wonder what Jordan Maxwell will advise him to do.
All right, and Jordan, we know how you feel, but I want you to emphasize it.
Yeah, you hater.
Just tell me.
George, the whole evening we've heard that there is always the possibility of us opening up a portal to a dark side, to some entities that can come in. I think it is extremely foolhardy for you to open your audience and yourself and the people around you to something which very well might harm other people. Because we have enough darkness going on in this country and around the world today. We are in very serious trouble, spiritually speaking, in America today. And what I feel you're doing is you're opening up the public that has trusted you and supported you. You're opening them up to something that you are not sure of, something that very possibly could.
Oh my
and
God.
I think it is absolutely ludicrous that you would do something like this on the air.
Please.
And I also want to say that I'm actually concerned that you have invited me to be here. And I've spent 46 years looking at the world of the occult, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't have anything to do with this, and especially in a public venue.
Then why'd you come?
Yeah,
Why would you
guys
publicly shaming him, publicly scolding him?
Why you ask him
people
last?
can turn off their radios, it's not like you're subjecting them just because you've listened to this program before, it now means you're going to be penetrated by Satan. And
that's horrible.
Or whatever. You can turn off your radio if you're not into it. Just let them do the damn thing.
And I also love how he's so offended that he even was invited there. He just is like, I can't believe you even made me come here, George. What are we doing, dude?
I can't believe you made me come. Sorry, I'm not going to make those jokes.
George, you are a goddamn liar.
It's sad the depths a man must steep to pimp his own book on Amazon. I have to come in here. You begged me. I told you it was a bad idea, and now I'm here to tell you in person.
Your friendship is putting me at risk. Yeah.
And now you're asking me last as if you're trying to wuss out of this situation when you know what I will say. God damn.
You know what I will say.
George has heard from all three, but he gets apparently another fast blast of info. But this fast blast, it doesn't bode well for his decision.
You're going to be responsible.
Okay, well, I'm going to make that decision in just a moment. And also, I do want to point out our deepest condolences because I have found out tonight that the mother of our guest, Stephen Quayle, has passed away. And Stephen, just a week and a half ago, warned me not to do this.
Stephen is an extraordinary man.
We'll be back in a moment on Coast to Coast.
On that note, we'll be back. What the
Stephen is an extraordinary man.
See, I told you, George. I told you.
It's everything has just compounded to make this a worse scenario for George Noory possible. He cannot think clearly. I don't think with all this stuff going on, he needs to be left in that room himself. Clearly. He needs to get away from the fast blast. It's not helping him. Everyone's dying around him. It has nothing to do. He thinks it has everything to do with him. I don't think it has shit to do with him. But you can't. The Indonesia earthquakes and tsunami
definitely had to do with that. Yeah, that's definitely what triggered it.
George should know by now that if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. He should know by now. And messing with that fucking Ouija board, it's playing with fire.
Do you know what this reminds me of? If I can do a throwback Unbelievers episode to the Haunted Museum with Zach Bagans, they had so much negative crap happening. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah, it's just piling on. It seems unintentional because he's got people like Rosemary Ellen Guiley and Dr. Bruce Goldberg, really positive people that are we are all in. Everything we have researched our entire lives are telling us this is a good idea. We need to expose this as a positive thing, that it doesn't need to have this negative connotation that Hollywood and other media has put on it. Show people that this is, maybe it is a tool that works, but it's not evil in nature.
Not evil in nature.
All right, well, we're getting closer. Even though this bad stuff is happening, the moment is almost here. But not before Mr. Noory makes, what I'm going to say, this is a stunning revelation. Yeah.
I want to say something that nobody in this room knows, and my producer, Tom, is only privy to it today. I'm obsessed with the afterlife. 7 years ago, I died.
What?
What?
I love that you cut it there. That's the perfect spot to stop.
7 years ago, you died.
He died. Well, he's doing pretty good for a dead guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty successful for somebody who died. Like,
Why do
more
you think
successful than me.
It's weekend at
The Ouija board's in studio. He's dead. He's been dead this whole time. How could
Hey
this
guys, hey guys,
my
welcome
God.
to Weekend at Noory's.
Oh my God.
Good one,
All
Brendan.
right, that's an easy Photoshop. He's got the mustache and everything. I want to see Brendan and Drea holding him up for Weekend at Noory's. He died? He died? Well, tell us more, George.
I died. It was a situation that occurred on December 24th of the year 2000, and I don't really want to get into the specifics of what happened, but I was rushed to St. Luke's Hospital in St. Louis. And many of my listeners in St. Louis at the time who listened to my Nighthawk program know of this because I was off the air for 7 weeks. And on that day, that Christmas day, if it wasn't for a Palestinian doctor and a Jewish doctor, how strange, huh?
Oh, no, come on.
They saved my life. They worked for 2 to 3 hours. My kids told me that they thought I was dead. They said, Dad, you looked so gray. You looked like one of those aliens you've talked about on your local shows. But during that situation, I really believe I saw something. I don't know what it was. But whatever it was, it has sparked my curiosity to the point of an obsession.
Yeah, he's obsessed. Now he has to do it, right? He wants the secret.
The afterlife. Yeah,
Sounds
you need
like
to at that
obsessed.
point. It sounds like he's
It sounds
really
like he was,
chomping at it.
It sounds like he's setting up the 21st century version of A Christmas Story.
He is. And he is setting up. This is his classic episode. He just revealed that he died and that he came back and it was Christmas.
Kind of more than I wanted to know. It's like, isn't that a bit personal? You should keep that to yourself.
He's been
What
back.
the hell happened? Did he have a heart attack or something? What happened to him?
He's been back pocketing that for years. That when he was a Nighthawk, he died, and this is it. He's laying it all out there for this.
What
man.
an attention grab! Oh my God,
He's got to go with it now,
I
right?
died.
Well, this is it. I mean, it's decision time. This is like LeBron leaving the Cavs level of drama. This is the decision. Now,
Okay.
I got to ask you guys. Last predictions now. Rob, Drea, Brendan. Will he do it? Let's hear. Rob.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
All right, he's going to do it. Drea,
he's
what do you
gotta do
think?
it.
Come on.
I
after
mean,
all this.
he fucking better. He
All
better.
right, what about you, Brendan? I know you're not for it. I heard you peeking in on him earlier. Do you think he's going with it?
Oh, he's going with it. I mean, he set us up for the big
blast.
finale, so he's got to go for it.
All right, let's hear.
And I'm just not sure. So tonight I wanted to do this experiment. Tonight I wanted to jeopardize all of you in order to find out if this was real. To see if we could get a voice, if I could hear something, if I could communicate with my dead aunt.
Yes,
and
dead
somebody somewhere could just tell me it's real.
It
Yet
is.
strangely enough, deep down inside of me, my faith tells me that it's real. Beyond any question. Because too many strange things have happened in my life.
What?
But what I've seen happen in the last couple of weeks, people getting into car crashes, people being trapped in the St. Louis Arch, not some other city, in the city that I live. My daughter is expecting a little child in November. She miscarried last year.
Whoa.
And, I don't want to be responsible for any of this. So I guess after listening to everybody in a decision that I have been approaching over the last
Let's
week,
do it.
I'm gonna do it.
I don't want anything to happen to you.
What?
Oh my God.
And because of that, I will not do this experiment. Because it is not for me to play around.
You son of a bitch. I'm gonna slap him in the face. Are you kidding?
Tease.
First of all, the term is
tease.
miscarried, not miscarriaged. You freaking... Oh my God, you piece of...
He's pulling anything that's happened to this man in his life. He's pulling out right now.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, everything bad that's happened is because I thought about using a Ouija board. Like, duh, what a fucking...
It's all on me. If anything ever happens bad again,
I'm so
it's
powerful.
on me.
I'm so
Yes.
powerful. It was all me.
Yes, exactly.
Fuck off.
That's it.
Rosemary Ellen Guiley takes her headphones off and just slams them on the table.
Yeah, she's like, fuck
out.
this. I'm going to...
I tried.
Fuck this shit.
I tried to tell this simpleton. I tried to tell him, it's fine. We can do this. Why did you bring Jordan Maxwell? He didn't want to come in the first place. You have him here now. He doesn't want to be here now.
And
we
guess what?
support
Now
you.
Maxwell won. Like, now good. Like, he got what he wanted, which was to not do it. Like, and now he ruined everyone's party.
Oh, yeah, he's over
Why
the moon.
Why is he kind of being a smartass about it, too? He's like, I really wanted to call Aunt Noory tonight, but... I just don't think I want to be able to do that.
I guess I can't.
Why
and,
is he
maybe
being a dick about it?
I think he's trying to make them feel
it.
guilty and just like, oh, it's your fault that that I'm not going to talk to my aunt, just so you know.
Art had just announced his retirement just a month before this, and he got big nuts. He's like, "This is it. This is mine now. I got the big story. Everyone's listening." I was hooked at the time. This was my moment of going. This was when I became cynical about Coast to Coast AM. I can nail it down to a moment. It was this happening, and him saying no. I was like, "No way, dude. Come on." Art would have never just left us hanging like that. If he was that concerned,
he has integrity.
If he was that concerned about it, he could have settled this shit with email. He could have just emailed them and been like, yeah, I guess I better not do it. Instead of doing a month of shows, billing all this up, and then doing the most predictable thing for him possible and not doing it. I was super pissed.
But that is the difference between him and Art Bell, is that he tried to make it more like an entertainment, like TV thing, whereas...
He actually cared about the quality of the program, not about his own stupid morals.
He locked these people up in a room for no reason for like
they're still there.
Hours.
Oh, they're
That's
still
a very
there.
good point, Rob.
I don't think.
Why?
I think
these
he's
poor
just
people have been locked in this room with you for no fucking reason, no payoff.
He is in there with them now, and they're probably just looking. I'm like, what is? Why did we do this? The mic sound like shit. And I'll say, as let down as I was at the time, his experts. Sadly, they comfort him, and they assure him he's very smart, wise, and handsome. He's got a great mustache for building up this great event.
He's got a good roof of his mouth.
He's got a great singing voice.
They tell him all this.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget about that.
Even while he's quitting at the last minute. But here's a little bit of reaction to this huge disappointment of an episode.
Whatever.
The people who are upset that I didn't go ahead and do this, are they... non-believers in the afterlife?
No, we're unbelievers.
Why would they get upset? I mean,
well,
why?
George, I think it's a question of they paid for the ticket and didn't get the show. I mean, maybe they just thought it was so hyped up that, well, look, nothing happened, so we didn't hear what we wanted to hear. And unfortunately, there are people out there that sometimes, don't mind if a building collapses. Maybe some people just wanted to see, or hear something negative happening to justify their own preconceptions or their own interests.
Yeah, George Carlin talked about that. How people go and watch the races and they're waiting for the big wreck. That's what they're paying for.
Or the trapeze artist falling without the net kind of thing.
The media certainly encourages us to think along those lines, too.
That's right.
We want the disaster.
Action news. It can't be just intelligent news. No, it's got to be action news.
How do you
This is the equivalent of a group hug he's getting right here. Everyone is assuring him that he's not a wimp, but I got to ask you guys, is George a wimp for this?
Yes. 1,000%. Oh God, I'm
so.
so disappointed in him as a person, as a man, as an unbeliever or whatever. 1,000%. Boo.
Yeah, he's a wimp and he's a tease. Both of those things.
I just think he's an asshole. I mean, it's just like it's like I said. It's like he took this show that was great, had great content, and he's trying to play it off as like this TV show where he can just build you up, and then it's just a letdown.
Yeah, you're right. Like those reality TV shows where it's like find out
what he's making
after this break.
Yeah,
you may be the only person in the world who doesn't know that.
Yeah,
this
we might.
Son of a bitch.
It's like the curse
he might
of
be the only
Oak
person in
Island,
the world Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, that's one of my favorite shows, The Curse of Oak Island, and every week they build it up like they're going to find something, and it's like, brr, brr, they find nothing.
Why is he doing this, though? This is too early to be doing that stuff. He needed to, like, make his mark.